Pastor, church leader, I'm Jake McCandless, and I want to thank you for checking out StandFirmMinistries.com. And I'm excited to introduce to you and tell you the why of our ministry, Stand Firm Ministries, and our premier event, Stand Firm Emphasis Sundays. Pastor, I'm sure you've had the chance to participate in different surveys from different groups. I had the chance to be a part of a surveying group that surveyed a large sample of pastors from all size churches, all denominations, and the results were mind-blowing. They were consistent across the board. The result was, number one, without hesitation, was the concern that pastors have for their congregation and their lack of commitment. It was amazing because we asked pastors, what's your number one concern? And it came back the lack of commitment, the lack of participation, the lack of being on mission within the church body. Or the words like apathy kept rising up to the top. And I'm sure you have witnessed that same experience. Whether you're in a church that's doing well or that's struggling, there is a lack of commitment just across America. I've been there. As I spent the past 12 years as pastor, senior pastor, I noticed and realized the same things and had those struggles where God has given you a vision and you know you need to lead your people and you know your church can do great things, but that lack of commitment and participation is holding you back. As I said, I've been a senior pastor the last 12 years, but for the last year, I've had a chance to travel the country doing itinerant speaking and doing some writing. And during that time, I have met with a lot of pastors, and everyone has shared the same concern. And you can see the discouragement. Chances are you're there as well. And if you're discouraged, you're not alone, because the numbers, the statistics of where spirituality and church participation is in America is startling. Along with getting to be a part of that survey, I released a book this past April called Spiritual Prepper, and in it I talked about how that many are turning from the faith and we need to prepare ourselves to remain faithful. And in working through that book and doing the research ahead of time, came across a number that just shook me to the core. It said right now there are 42 million professed Christians who once would check a box if they're a Christian, check the box they're in church, but now check a box if they no longer go and most cases no longer participate or practice their faith. That's heartbreaking. But more than the numbers, and there's other numbers too, 70%, Lifeway says 70% of those children and youth who grow up in our churches are gone by age 22. But more than those numbers, it's the conversations I had as a pastor where it was, Pastor, I used to go to your church. I was very faithful. And then this happened in my life. I lost someone. I went through a divorce, lost my job, got mad at God, just got out of the habit, and I've walked away. This is happening across the country. It's a lack of commitment. In my book, Spiritual Prepper, I contrasted how that in the Middle East, in Iraq and Syria, as ISIS is marching through, our brothers and sisters in Christ are remaining faithful even unto death. Yet here in America, we seem to find all the ways we can to get out of church. We have to be more faithful for the challenges now and those coming in the future. And so birthed out of this was Stand Firm Ministries. And I want to encourage you to consider setting aside a Sunday for Stand Firm Emphasis Sunday. And we would love to partner with you and bring our 2-session, 1-day conference to your church, where we encourage your people to make a commitment to stand firm and hold on to their faith.